The recent demise of a Sri Lankan woman who died in suspicious circumstances while working as a domestic worker in Kuwait has reignited the debate over the fate of the thousands of women working in similar conditions in the Middle East. Newsfirst Charlotte Sexton filed this report covering the gamut of the issue.
In 2014, over 11,000 women left Sri Lanka to become domestic workers in the Middle East. Now, this number is not just for Sri Lanka as a whole. This is just one particular region, the Kurunegala region. According to the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment, nearly 500,000 Sri Lankan women are employed as domestic workers in the Middle East. The Bureau says that out of the 110,489 women employed abroad, 88,661 are housemaids. But what factors lead to so many women leaving their families and homes? Women are often driven to take jobs as domestic workers overseas in a desperate attempt to escape extreme poverty and provide for their families. Sri Lankan overseas workers make a huge contribution to the nation's economy. Overseas workers are the largest earners of foreign exchange. Last year, according to the Sri Lankan Central Bank, they sent back a massive 949 billion rupees to their home country, with the majority of this sum coming from Sri Lankan women working as maids. But behind the figures, what sacrifices are made by these women and the children and families they leave behind? With little legal protection, for some women, going to the Middle East to work as a maid has cost them their lives. Recognising the social and human rights issues surrounding Sri Lankan housemaids, the Sri Lankan government, as well as offering a new pension scheme, in June promised to gradually stop sending maids to the Middle East. The Ministry of Foreign Employment also promised to take action to provide support and protection for the families of migrant workers in the Middle East.
When a woman leaves this country, mostly they go as unskilled labour for domestic work. I think my priority is to train them well and look at a market where they will get a higher salary. I'm looking at a possibility of giving them something over 50,000 Sri Lankan rupees as wages per month.
Right.
We have already started English classes in every training center, and also maybe in about a year's time we would say it's compulsory to have that certificate to even to go as a domestic worker.
It's not the first time a country has questioned the human cost of sending women as domestic workers. India and the Philippines has already placed a ban on sending women as domestic workers to the Middle East. The question remains whether, with Sri Lanka's continued loss of mothers and daughters each year, should the government of Sri Lanka take similar action? Charlotte Sexton, Newsfirst.